Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today it is a little bit warmer in Michigan. We're at least out of the single digits and we're up to like mid 40s, which feels balmy. I don't even have the heater on right now, so cool. But today I've got a tool review for you. This one from Katerk. This is a cool cordless screwdriver that I thought was kind of neat. It's a little bit different than traditional styles, and I figured I'd show you guys and see if you had any interest in it. Let's open it up and see what's inside. All right, so I've been playing with this thing for a little bit, and the outside case is unique. It kind of looks like a giant pill. Not gonna lie, it looks a little different, but it's kind of cool. They have an open where you can pop it like that, and then it just pulls out. So kind of unique. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the pink, but you know, not saying it's a girl thing or not, but maybe this is a good gift to get your mom or your girlfriend, or if you're a female and in the trades or something and you want something like this, maybe. I think this is still kind of neat regardless of the color. We got to do something about the color. But there is an LED light up indicator on it to tell you how much battery you have. Now you can click this little battery button here and that will show you how much you have left. I don't know. And then it just, yeah, goes off on its own after a minute. So that shows that. And then you have two buttons up here that are pretty flush. So if you had gloves on or something, I wouldn't say this is the most tactile feeling, but it's just kind of smooth and flush. So the gray part here is kind of a rubberized coating. So it does give you a good solid purchase and a good grip on it. And then the up and down arrows control whether it's going to turn that way or that or backwards, forwards or backwards. It's not super loud. There's the mic on it. There's some information on the back. So this is the KSD-X S3 Max screwdriver. It is a 4-volt, 1500 milliamp hour battery inside of it, 250 RPMs, and the input is 5 volts at 1 amp max. On the back there is a USB-C port, so you can plug this in and charge it via USB-C. I don't think, no, it doesn't look like they gave you an actual cable to charge it with, so you'll have to charge it with your cell phone charger or something like that. But right now they did send it with a full charge, so not bad. On the other side of the case, they give you all these various different bits. And something I liked about them is they're longer than your traditional little, bit things that you get on everything. These are pretty cool. They just kind of magnet inside there that holds pretty firm. That's a pretty solid grip before it lets go. And it gives you a little bit extra length away from what you're doing. So if you do have to get into, a smaller hole to tighten or loosen a screw or something, you can do that. It's not the fastest. We'll see. We'll give it a test in a second and see what kind of torque it has, if it's strong enough to actually screw something out. But on the inside here, it looks like they gave you 4 different Phillips heads. They gave you 1 flat head. Does that come out? Oh, I guess it kind of comes out. I don't know that that's meant to come out or not. Probably not. It's in there now. All right, future Matt here. So for the rest of the video, I went on just tearing this thing apart. And later I found out that is my fault 100%. So I went and looked and did a little bit of research in this. And to be honest, when I get a new product, I don't research it. I don't look it up. I take it out of the package and I immediately start using it. I'm the firm believer that if you make a product, it should be intuitive enough to figure out for the most part, unless it's like some super complex software or something weird like that, a precision instrument, a basic tool should be able to be pulled out and used. And during the rest of the video, I did mention a few times that I think this screwdriver would be a really good fit for electronics repair. And that was my intuitiveness trying to tell me that, yes, this is for electronics repair. This is made to help hold kind of like this and use. There is also, I did not know, which I'm going to blame that on Katerk. The torque specifications are not easy to understand. So I did some research and realized that, yes, this has different torque settings on it. Now, on a standard drill driver or drill or something, you would turn up here by the chuck and that would create your torque. On this, it's literally this button here. So if you can see that, like low, medium, and high torque. Now, that is the different torque settings. Now, I did try to use this to drive a screw into a piece of wood, and it failed. It was on the highest torque setting. But again, this is not made for that. This is made for small electronics and electronic repair and things like that. So I did not give this a fair shake. So I decided I'm going to revisit that today. If you want to see my original video where I kind of rant and rave about this a little bit, I will put this on my private Patreon page. If you want to become a member, you can see that kind of video if you are interested in that. But just side note, sidebar, legal disclaimer, whatever, that I was reviewing this screwdriver not the way it was intended to be used. Now, this is meant to use on electronics and small parts and things like that. It's not meant to be a drill driver. So I will give it that credit, right? There are a few tweaks, even after knowing that I still am not a huge fan of. So the case is one of them. In the original video, this case, the insert that holds the bits was a little bit loose and I had pulled it out. When I put it back in, it warped the case just enough that I cannot get the case to lock back together. Even if I put it in the right position, no matter where I put it, I can't get it to line up and close again. So the case is now kind of useless for me. But I can still use the base and it can hold it and not bad on the bench. And to be honest, it's less pink. So they do sell this in a white as well. I did see that on their site when I started doing some research on this. It does come with gray and the middle strip is white. To give this an actual valid test for what it's for, or what it's made for, I've got this blower that I need to take apart to get at the impeller motor inside. It's broken, right? Now, I did give some feedback to the company after I did the first video, and I said, hey, here's some feedback on this thing. I'm going to refilm this because I did not realize what it was intended for. So I'm going to refilm it with that in mind and give it an honest review at that point. Now, there are a couple recommendations from this point on that I feel like are still valid. So I like the long bits that they gave that for getting inside of like holes and stuff like on this here, super useful, right? Let's give it a test. So up is to screw the screw in and down is to back the screw out. So we're going to hit the down on this and see. So it does pull it out. All right. So here are some, look at there. So the tips are magnetic. I like that. We were able to pull the screws out without issue. I can do it one-handed. Not bad. Okay, so it does handle that. Now, if I want to put the screw back in, ooh, see? So I am on the max torque right now, and that twisted pretty good. So if I go down to the low torque, let's try that. So definitely slower speed. And it bottomed out, turned the whole thing. So this does have decent torque for small electronics. Now, here's a little bit of cons, right? The case obviously needs work, but just the base on its own sitting here is kind of cool. Something I would really like to see is the USB port to charge this on the outside of the case. Then I can have this just sitting on my workbench ready to go, and then I can push this down and it charges in the case. And when I'm ready to take it out, boom, take it out, and it starts charging. I think that would be pretty cool to have that capability to do that. Or even, you know, a small battery cell in here or something, kind of like, you know, earbuds and stuff where the case kind of charges it. You could have that type of functionality on here. I think that'd be really cool where you can just pop it off and it's always charged. I don't have to take this apart and plug it in somewhere else to charge it, to put it back in the case. Second, I really like the bits. However, they only give you a certain number here. And I get this is for electronics repair, but sometimes you're going to come across a fastener that you just don't have this for. And it does fit. Standard fasteners will fit on the end of this, but I would like to see kind of an extension bit in here that you can put other bits in. So for example, if you had an extension, we'll say this one, right? This Allen key here. If that was an extension, I could put that on and get a little bit longer reach, or I could put other bits, other Torx bits and things on there, and that would be more useful to me. And I honestly think I would give up one of the Phillips, because we have 4 Phillips heads. I would give up one of those for an extension. I think that would be appropriate. We only have one flathead, and it is a smaller one. That's fine. But if we do come across a little bit of a larger bit, I would maybe want to see a larger flathead. I like the Torx bits for sure, because most electronics are put together with Torx bits or Allens. So I like that they have that. However, they do have this one Allen it just seems really big that you're not really going to find this on an electronics device where you would be using this. You know what I mean? So you could get rid of that one and give me an extension, and get rid of one of the Phillips and give me another flathead. Other than that, I don't mind this screwdriver. Going at it with the intent in mind that this is for electronics repair, I could take this whole blower apart right here, and with just a screwdriver, small, easy tool where I can pop in and out bits if I need to. I don't mind that at all. So if you're interested in this Katerk Cordless Electric Precision Screwdriver, I will put links to this in the description down below, as well as first pinned comment. And if you like this type of content, tool reviews, gear reviews, outdoor camping, woodworking, basically all kinds of stuff, motorcycles, we do all kinds of stuff on this channel. And now apparently we're doing documentaries and stories and stuff, because, you know, that's how my brain works. But if you like any of that stuff, subscribe down below, click the bell so you're notified when I put out new content. Give me a thumbs up on this video, share it out if you know somebody that's looking for something like this, and I will see you on the next one.